now. Yes, we are recording.
Right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending from which part of the world you've joined us today. Well, I think I should just say good day. So, good day, everyone. I am Priya Patra, and I welcome you all to our event, AI Powered Innovation Global Insights on Entre as well as Intrapreneurial Thinking. And I am Priya Patra. I am the lead of the Women Power Up Network. We have our lead, Cecilia, our Latin America lead, to be precise. Cecilia, would you want
Hello,
to?
everyone. Good morning from Lima, Peru.
Oh, today in Lima, Peru, Cecilia?
Yes,
Okay,
I am
good,
from
good.
Buenos Aires, Argentina, but I am right now in Lima, Peru. So good morning from here and good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are. And enjoy this session. I know you will enjoy. Thank you, Priya.
Thank you, Cecilia. And we have Alejandra, who has led the foundation of this initiative, which I will talk about in a few minutes. Alejandra, would you want to say hi to
Hello,
all?
good morning to everyone. I'm currently connecting from Nicaragua. It's in Central America, but I'm originally from Honduras.
Thank you, Alejandra. And just to tell everyone, I am signing in from Mumbai, India. A very, very rainy day in Mumbai, I would say. And it's around 26 degrees Celsius here and 7 p.m. Indian Standard Time, Saturday evening for us. And please say hello to each other and let us know from where you have joined in today. And I will request Cecilia to put in the chat, put in the link on the chat window to take the Menti poll and let us know from where you have joined us today. Some housekeeping rules. We are here to celebrate women leadership. We would be speaking all on our individual capacities and views. Uh, our views expressed do not any way represent the organization that we work for. This meeting has been recorded. So if you are uncomfortable in any ways, please feel free to hop out of the event. If not, you are welcome as always. So before we get started, let me give you a little update about our community. We remind ourselves every month that we are not a business, but a community with a purpose. And our vision, mission, and values are right there on the screen. Our vision is to empower everyone, be it be men, be it be women, uh, with with the right skill, and we hope one day we will be able to transform the future. And right now, we're just providing this platform to enhance our leadership qualities. And we'll talk more about our initiative, at least one initiative we are going to talk about today in the subsequent few minutes. We believe that you don't have to be an expert to help each other. And that's where we say being good enough is just amazing. And when we have such good enough people coming together, we power each other up and together we rise. Our community is a strong community of 935 members. Exciting, isn't it? We're just hoping when we will reach that 1000 mark. Now, where is our community? Our community are just LinkedIn groups, Facebook groups, as well as our WhatsApp group. So if you have not yet joined our groups, I welcome. I encourage each one of you to go ahead and join our groups. And Cecilia has been very proactive. She has put in all the links on the chat window. Follow us on LinkedIn, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. It's up to you. And before we move on, let us join our hands together for our partners. We have quite a few communities who support us. Agile in Education, PMI, two couple of PMI chapters, PMI Slovenia, PMI Buenos Aires, Argentina, PMO officers, IAPM, Agnostic Agile Community, and Scrum Day London. Our technology partner is We Are Ready Now, and who has sponsored this Zoom platform for us. And I will request Cecilia to put the link on the chat again. She has been proactive. She's just going great guns today. Even before I speak out, the links are there on the chat. Thank you, Cecilia. They do pretty cool stuff with AR and VR, which is probably the future now. So I encourage each one of you to go ahead and look at their website and connect with them if you have any need in these areas. And with this, I would like to talk a little more about the theme of this year. The theme of the year 2024 is called as Power of One. And we have been working on collaborative articles since I think Feb. And the article that was released on the August 5th was our 6th article. The theme is all about AI and the leadership dimensions in the age of AI. We started with DNEI, with how AI can transform diversity, equity, and inclusion. Then we talked about, can AI help us in building a sustainable future? We also talked about AI and emotional intelligence, AI and adaptive leadership, and AI and cultural intelligence, which is pretty cool, very interesting topic. And the last article was about intrapreneurial as well as entrepreneurial thinking, and how AI can help us to build that mindset and that thinking. The links to all the articles are there on the chat. So I encourage each one of you to go ahead and look at the links, look at the articles. With this, I hand over the stage to Cecilia to introduce the moderator of our panel discussion, Alejandra.
Thank you, Priya. And let me introduce Alejandra, our moderator of this session. Alejandra is a consultant focused on giving value to others and develop leaders. She is certified facilitator in Lego Serious Play method, certified total SDI facilitator, project management professional, PMP, Scrum Master certified. She's graduated from Leadership Institute Masterclass 2017 and sought after leadership trainer. She is experienced in digital marketing, social investment projects, and educational projects, entrepreneur and volunteer manager. Now over to Alejandra to take the discussion forward. Alejandra, please.
Thank you, Ceci. Good morning, everyone. Today we have a great set of panelists here with me that were working throughout a whole 6-week work to produce the article that you guys have been accessing from a while ago. So I have the privilege to present first Cristina Barradas from Portugal. She is representing Europe in this group, and I'm going to say to you, Cristina, bom dia in your own language. If you want to say something to highlight your profession or your experience, you can take a few minutes to present yourself.
Bom dia. Hello. Good day, everybody, as Priya said. Well, I'm calling today from Spain, although I live in Portugal. And it's a pleasure to be here with all of you. Regarding my professional career, well, I have a scientific background. I fell in love with project management throughout my career, and I worked within that area, managing and leading teams and project teams and functional teams for many years. And I have then moved into change management and transformation, also through coaching and mentoring. And that's this combination of areas always focus on people that really motivates me.
Great. Thank you, Cristina, for this presentation of yourself. We have next Graciela Bárcenas. She is from Mexico and she is representing Latin America. And I'm going to say to her, good morning in Spanish. So buenos dias, Grace. You can use a few minutes to present yourself and highlight whatever professional information you want to share with the community.
Yes. Thank you, Ale. And I am very, very happy to be sharing with you. Well, I am Mexican. I am lived in Mexico City, in the center of the country, and I have studied a master in TIC, information technology, and now I am start my entrepreneurship. How to say, and I started with my personal project. And for me, this experience will be because I have the opportunity to share with my students. I have been a teacher for more than 15 years, and I stayed volunteer for more than 17 years old in PMI community. And happy to be here with you in this excellent community too. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Grace, for your presentation. We have next Jen Skrabak from the USA, representing North America. Good morning, Jen. We're talking in your native language, so you can present yourself and highlight some few things about your career you want to let us know.
Okay, great. Well, thank you, everybody. It's great to be here. Early morning for me in Los Angeles, California, but my name is Jen Skrabak. I am a project program portfolio manager, and then as I rose up through the corporate ranks at some of the world's largest tech as well as healthcare companies, I became a PMO executive. So I've built, led, and managed 5 different PMOs for some of the world's largest organizations. My passion and my background has always been in digital and business transformation, as well as AI innovation and all of the technology that surrounds us. But most importantly, how do we actually utilize that as individuals and organizations to really help us up level where we're at currently? Happy to be here and thrilled to work on this collaborative project and present with you our results.
Great. Thank you, Jen. Thank you so much. And we are going to present now to Sharifa Miller. Just let me find her in the list. Sharifa, if you could raise your hand, please. For me, great. So I'm going to add your spotlight here. And Sharifa Miller is from South Africa. So I had a good time investigating how to, she's representing Africa. And I wanted to say hello in Zulu. So Zawubona Sharifa. And you can use a few minutes to present yourself and highlight something from your career with us.
Sawubona, Alexandra. Tumela, everyone. That's sort of Zulu and Sotho in South Africa. Well, I'm from Johannesburg, and a little bit about myself. I'm the Managing Director of Kalisa Business Consulting. Essentially, we are passionate about people development, and in the mix of that is obviously systems as well. So very, very passionate about systems development. I'm on the board of PMI South Africa, one of the vice presidents in the volunteering chapter. And in my spare time, I do a little bit of teaching. I'm also a mom of 3, and I'm very excited to be a part of this very vibrant community. So really looking forward to today's chat and talk. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Sharifa, for being with us. And last but not least, a really important continent in our group is Asia. We have Susheta from India. And namaste, I'm going to say it correctly. Namaste, Susheta. And welcome. You can take a few minutes to present yourself.
Yeah, namaste, everyone. Thank you so much, Alexandra. I'm Sucheta, and I have been a teacher for last 12 years. I also take up research projects for energy optimization. I've been working with solar, wind, and fuel cells. And as a part of my projects, I got interested in project management, and that's how I got into this group. Now I'm working with a marine engineering company, And I am a learner. Basically, I love to learn new things. So I can, I can say that I get excited when there's a new thing to learn, and it's been very exciting to this experience of writing a collaborative article. And AI is of course a very exciting thing, and we tested, tried, experiment with it so much. It's a nice experience for me. That's it.
Thank you so much, Susheta. Thank you so much for your presentation. And now we're going to start talking about why we're here this morning. And just to know these ladies and to talk a little bit more about innovative leadership and the article that we wrote about the importance of the intrapreneurial and entrepreneurial thinking in this kind of leadership and how it can enhance and help us out in fully using whatever AI is getting for us in these days, and how to impulse our careers. So what I want to share some insights from our Voice of the Community survey. If you have not been a part of this surveys, we want to invite you to follow us in our social media, because we are sharing every time we start off a new article a link so that you as a community can share with us your views and about the topic that we have been writing during the month. So I want to start off giving a little bit introduction of entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship. We had great conversations about it. And what we are trying to rescue here is that in the end, we as leaders, we as, people in the world, humans, we need to start developing a set of skills that can help us to fully develop our potential and to understand, the impact that we're having in our world. So we had some questions in the Voice of the Community survey, and they started, representing some information about how good is AI, or how is AI influencing people or professionals within the decision-making process, for example. And we found out that 40% of the people that answered the survey understood that AI is becoming a great tool for decision-making. And this is very important because we can use the tools in a very basic way, or we can use them combined with this innovative leadership to have a better understanding and a better use of them. We learned too that we have some that not many things change when we talk about risk management approach and AI. We have a 47% of people that thought that risk AI impact was not that big on risk management, and we have a good number, about 49, almost half of the people that answered this survey recognized that entrepreneurs thinking is something that is valuable for our roles and how to use the AI. So what can we take away about this is that we need to power up, like our community. We need to power up all the technology tools that we are using currently with these skills that are basically human skills. And what we want to encourage you during this conversation is to boost your entrepreneurial skills. You don't have to be an expert, as Priya was telling us in the beginning, to be part of this community or to live in the world. You don't have to be an expert. You just have to try stuff. The world is about trying stuff and proving stuff. So we want to encourage you to start developing an entrepreneurial thinking, and that thinking that is risky, that is innovative, that is flexible, that is based on self-growth, and growth mindset. So I don't want to take much time talking about this, because it's something that you guys you can also read in the article. So I just wanted to highlight some things that were relevant from this section. And I want to pass it on to Jen and to tell us about a little bit about the difference between generative AI and applied AI, because this is a basic concept to understand how we can fully use all this technology in our time. So Jen, you have the word.
Great. Thank you so much, Alejandra. What we realized as a group as we started working on this collaborative paper was that what we read out there, what we hear out there, what we may come across is really not differentiating AI. It's talking about AI very generically. So what I want everyone to understand is that there's actually two groups of AI. One is called generative AI, which is the ability to generate new text, sometimes music, sometimes graphics, brand new text based on the knowledge base out there. So you may have heard of ChatGPT, Microsoft Copilot, Google Gemini. And in fact, those capabilities are now built into many of the tools that we use. Zoom, for example, has the ability to generate meeting summaries. You don't need to go outside of Zoom. Outlook has the ability to summarize your emails. So a lot of those generative AI capabilities are now built into some of the tools. You don't necessarily have to go outside of the tools that we already have. Another category, which is a broader category of AI, is called adaptive AI. It's actually what is used in all of the organizations and companies out there to implement AI into fundamental transformational and disruptive technologies. So there are 7 broad patterns of that applied AI. And those are universally recognized, they're globally recognized. And I wanted to just briefly outline what those 7 patterns are. You could think of them as use cases so that we're all aware of the difference between generative AI and applied AI. The first one is around automation. And you may have heard of robotics process automation. So it's actually taking a process and it might be repetitive, but then automating it so that a human person doesn't have to do that process. And there are applications for that for both entrepreneurs and intrapreneurials. The second one is around augmentation. So taking data you already have, combining it with all the other data out there to make it a more holistic set of data. This is commonly used in market research as an example. The third one is around prediction. So you may have heard of this term next best action, but it's really taking some data that you have and predicting what might be some scenarios going forward, or how might we make the best decision around this going forward. The fourth one is around personalization. And you may be already familiar with this. Amazon has had this for a long time. Based on your shopping habits, for example, it might suggest, hey, you might like this product. Hey, you might like this other product. So that's personalization. The fifth one is around interaction. So it's really taking that natural human processing language and interacting with you. You may have had experience with this through chatbots. A lot of the sites are still starting to use chatbots to really help you if you need some type of customer service or support. And then the fifth one is around optimization. So this is around making what you are doing more efficient, maybe automating your supply chain if you're within an organization, or as an entrepreneur, looking at how you allocate resources. And then last but not least is innovation. So I think of innovation as creating something brand new, a new product, a new service, something that has never existed before. Things that fall into this category might be a driverless car, which, as we know, is getting better and better in terms of that technology. So that's an example of innovation and the 7 patterns of AI.
Great, Jen. Thank you so much for that great explanation about the differences and some things that we want to keep in mind to understand this whole world, you know, and the things that we're reading online too, because if you're not an expert, you can just think that everything is the same. So thank you so much for making that differentiation for us. I'm going to start off giving to you guys a few highlights about our some of the continental perspectives and challenges and opportunities by region that we understood within the article, and then we're going to pass on to hear from everyone, every expert that wrote this piece. So I want to start off with a phrase for Africa that is, Africa in this topic is overcoming infrastructure and skills gap. It is essential for harnessing AI full potential. So for Africa, we need to focus on overcoming this two, key stuff, infrastructure and skill gap, to understand how we can use better all the power that AI has to offer us. Then for Asia, we're working on balancing rapid technological advancement with ethical considerations to have it as a crucial a key point for sustainable AI growth. Asia has been characterized for or known a lot by all the technological advancements and all, they are always in working ahead of I think the rest of the world. So it's really important to consider this as a crucial part of this sustainable growth. We have Europe. For Europe, we're thinking about all this shortage that Europe is living in terms of digital skills, and how can all these green transitions can leverage AI for digital impact. Then in North America, the topic that is common or that we want to talk about too is to embracing ethical AI practices as key to fostering long-term innovation and trust. North America is a continent that is known by a lot of innovative thinking, creative thinking. They are trying to start all the time doing stuff ahead of the rest of the world. And for Latin America, we have a word that I love a lot, and that is resilience. And how can we foster resilience and collaboration to drive sustainable AI adoption with being innovative and being thinking ahead, despite of all the significant changes that we are living currently in Latin America. If you understand the world, Latin America is one of the newest, you can say, regions with in consonant with North America. So we're still learning a lot of things that maybe the old continents already understood. So for us, being resilient and being, understanding these changes that are usually working all around our countries is really important. So we're going to start off this discussion about the specific importance of every region with Africa. So Sharifa, you can start off telling us, how can entrepreneurs in Africa are using AI to overcoming the challenges of developing innovative solutions tailored to this continent's unique needs?
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. AI can definitely help address political challenges in African countries by enhancing our transparency and accountability that we have within any of the continents, improving public service delivery, fighting corruption, optimizing resource allocation, and of course, supporting economic growth. One of the ways to maximize AI's benefit and to minimize its risk is that within Africa is quite huge, and we need a comprehensive AI strategy that promotes inclusive growth, drives global competitiveness, creates job opportunities, and of course, develops solutions tailored for the African challenges. What different organizations do, so part of the organization that I'm currently working in the PMO office, specifically within digital, yesterday being sort of Women's Day within South Africa, the day before that, they celebrated by bringing in a 21-year-old lady to basically talk about an innovation that they've created using AI. And the idea came from, and it was inspired by Phineas and Ferb, which I don't know if you guys know, but it's a bit of a cartoon. And it came out of a pain point in waiting for over 4 hours at a hospital for someone that was in massive pain, just to get an X-ray. So they came up with this idea of X-ray glasses, which is absolutely interesting. And efforts to promote digital literacy and AI training are absolutely essential. So fostering inclusive ecosystems, encouraging policy support, establishing data protection frameworks, celebrating AI-driven success stories, as the one I just shared with you now, and promoting collaboration within and across countries. By addressing these challenges, of course, African entrepreneurs can harness AI's potential to drive growth, innovation, and prosperity. And it's very interesting because part of the network in terms of entrepreneurs is definitely growing by leaps and bounds. One, by women, sort of women and the younger generation. Entrepreneurs in Africa are also using AI to overcome some of these challenges by developing innovative solutions tailored to each continent's unique need. Just to give an example, AI is being used to enhance agricultural productivity, improve healthcare delivery, create new financial services that are accessible to more people. And despite the hurdles, the entrepreneurial spirit in Africa is growing, is quite strong, with a focus on creating impactful solutions that can drive economic growth and development. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Sharifa, for that overview and the insights. It's super interesting, you know, that they're using innovative thinking, you know, in X-ray glasses, you know, who could imagine, right? So we want to pass on to understand a little bit about the AI adoption in Asia and how to have a spectrum of opportunities and challenges across its diverse nations. Can you share some insights with that for us, Sucheta?
Yes, Alexander. Actually, in Asia, I think the AI impact is widespread. It has got its I had a really tough time finding a field where AI is not implemented. It's there in education, it's there in agriculture, it's there in health, and a lot of entrepreneurs, the startups coming up, are all using AI to leverage their business. At the same time, all the startups are basically finding AI solutions for all the everyday problems. Even there is there's a startup which is a financial corporation, which is actually guiding people on investing based on the market trends. So AI is spread everywhere. In healthcare also, as Sharifa has mentioned, even in Asia, the imaging, especially the health imaging, reading them and then giving a comprehensive report out of the image, that has improved. That has actually what happens when you go for an X-ray or a MRI or anything. There is a technician who actually takes the image, and then you have to go back to a expert who will read the image and give an analysis, and then again you have to go back to the doctor who will prescribe the drug. So all these running around is reduced with AI, because after the image is taken, the AI is giving you a report which actually is identifying if there is a problem, if there is a problem or not, and if there is, what kind of problem. So you can directly go from the scan to the doctor and get your medicine. So this is basically speeding up all the things. And education is also has got a lot of AI impact on it. And my favorite is optimization. Like in everywhere, we are actually in Asia, we have a lot of people, you know. The amount of resources are very less and the people are too many. So every time we think in the terms of optimization. You know? Whatever the resources we have to optimally utilize them so that they can be available for everyone. So optimization AI has a lot of impact on optimization in terms of reading the data and doing the analysis, and also in terms of distributing or like optimizing the usage in terms of energy, in terms of agriculture. Of course, agriculture also. You will not believe, like, we are using even watering of the plants based on AI. I have a patent for lemongrass, this thing, where we are using AI to understand the climate pattern and the moisture content in the soil, so that we can give the watering, so that we can time the motor watering and all, and to analyze the amount of water reserve we have. So AI is everywhere, but the sad part about this is, like, people are afraid that they are going to lose all their jobs once AI comes because of the automation. Everybody, there is a lot of anxiety in the workforce, because of the automation and the AI. Because nowadays, if you want a program, you just ask the AI, it will give you a program. You don't need a software developer. A lot of reports. Like, we don't need a personal assistant now as a person because you have an AI. So all these people are losing. So there's a need for upskilling, of course, and the government is investing a lot. And as far as India goes, the government is investing on upskilling the people. There's a government initiative, and along with it, there are a lot of entrepreneurs who are actually trying to teach the latest technology to the people at a very less cost. And in if you come to Japan and all, there are the AI is basically an integrated part of the society now. It is helping the older generation. It is helping them have a better health facilities and all these things. And another thing, another challenge which I feel with AI is ethical. The AI is making so much progress that everybody, it is easy to use, and there is no limitation. There is no regulation of how to use it and where, how, all these things. So what is happening is there is a lot of ethical concern, and basically because of this AI image generation, there's a lot of anxiety in basically in the girls and women population, because there's been a misuse of all the image and image generation using the you know how it goes for the porno and all. So these things are there, but of course, when you weigh out the advantages and disadvantages, we can take few precautions and can use AI use AI so that we can benefit from it. And there is one more thing I want to mention here is India and on an total Asia has a very diverse population. So when AI is learning from us only, so AI is becoming more biased. With the introduction of Meta AI in the Instagram, Twitter, and all these things. So what is happening is, due to the underrepresentation of few sectors of society, the AI is learning from the majorly represented people. So it is becoming like the majority of people, whereas AI is supposed to equalize everyone, isn't it? So because of the introduction of this Meta AI, the one thing which I feel really concerned is it is becoming like a person again. And it has got its own biases regarding women, regarding one particular culture of people, all these. This is a major concern, and the AI developers should restrict or do some programming so that AI won't take up this part of the learning. That is what I think. And other than that, we have a lot of advantages and a lot of easy life going. See, even the trains are also working on AI. Like it is a day, it is a Monday, then you'll have more number of people traveling. So there are more number of trains. All these things are happening. So it has become life very easier in and around. I'm living in Mumbai, so AI has its effect everywhere. And of course, there are rural areas where people don't have internet and people still are ignorant about what is AI and what. But one hope is because of the outrage of the government, there are farmers are also using AI. So I think maybe within few years, this knowledge will be spread to rural areas also.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sucheta, for that a great explanation and letting us know, so much information about the continent that is so diverse. And this is that I want to highlight the importance of the skills that we're talking about, developing the human skills in our careers will help us to stop being afraid of AI and start to use it in our benefit as a humanity. So we want to follow up with Cristina, who is from connecting from Spain, but is originally from Portugal. And we want talk about a little bit about how Europe stands at a critical juncture and where digital and green transitions are imperative. We would like to hear about this. It's a very good big topic in Europe about all this green sustainability and all the green practices, and how all these laws and things are influencing the way that AI is being adopted in the continent. So we can hear from you now, Christina.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, in Europe, indeed, we are facing digital and green transitions, and they are indeed imperative regarding our future and sustainability. We also recognize and we observe that within organizations there is low enthusiasm regarding AI when compared with other countries. In our day-to-day, from a personal perspective, I think we are earlier adopters of technology than we are in organization. And indeed, different studies actually show that the level of enthusiasm of contributors, but also of functional leaders in many organizations, is quite low compared to other regions. We also observe that there is a gap of digital skills when we come to talk about specific technology, applications, etc., and it is important to invest in those. Scarce also expertise in these areas is also something that we understand we need to work on. Of course, a little bit as we heard before, when we talk about Europe, we are talking about a range in the spectrum of different countries in different moments, different situations, different moments in this learning curve, maybe this curve of adoption of AI. It varies from country to country, from organization to organization. However, there is this awareness that there is overall a skills gap. And European Commission last year decided to invest significantly in raising awareness and creating conditions to invest, to make, actually to empower the investment in reskilling, upskilling related to AI, but no, in digital skills in general, but also recognizing that it is important to support people in understanding this as an opportunity rather than fear of losing jobs, fear of what it can bring as a negative impact. Of course, it's about mitigating negative impacts, but it's also about finding ways to convert it into an opportunity. And as we heard at the very beginning, creating the possibility to reduce human intervention in repetitive tasks, or optimizing a few processes, and bring up people to other possibilities. And here it comes also the need and the opportunity to, and it emphasizes the need to invest in human skills, as Alexandra has been talking about, the importance of leveraging, on one hand, to actually build and consolidate power skills like critical thinking, strategic thinking, collaborative leadership, communication, problem solving, to really being able to work together on these challenges, some that are well known, some that are not yet known, complex problems that we can maybe anticipate, and others we don't know about, but we are conscious that we need to work better together in order to solve those, and that AI can be a good partner, a partner to serve us and we can better collaborate with machines in order to solve some problems, in order to mitigate risk, in order to inform decisions. But we are not there yet, and we need to develop further our context in order to drive behaviors for adoption. AI Act that is set to take effect in February 2025, we believe that it will also create that framework that will facilitate adoption and maybe opportunity to scale up and to mitigate some risk, being always very conscious about the risks related to ethical approach and intellectual property and many others that are come commonly when we talk about AI. I think here there is an opportunity indeed to adopt AI and to leverage on it to empower organizations in Europe to drive economic growth, but also social, the growth of society and keeping that balance in terms of sustainability, right economy, societal and the environmental well-being. And that's how we would like to see progressing. Actually, always a good balance between all these sustainability pillars.
Great, thank you, Cristina. And I want to highlight from what Cristina was talking about that one of the characteristics of entrepreneurial thinking is about seeing things that are challenges as opportunities. So it's really important to develop this, this way of thinking and to connect it and how we can maximize all the skills that entrepreneurial and intrapreneurial thinking can bring into our day-to-day work or work with AI. So we want to pass on to Grace to talk a little bit about the Latin American region. And I want to you to highlight for us, Grace, what are the crucial traits and characteristics of entrepreneurship in Latin American region, and how can we promote these skills or use these skills in advantage of the adoption and evolution of AI?
Well, thank you, Ale. Well, I want to share with you, in my personal opinion, that in our region in Latin America, our talents have some characteristics that are very important in this environment about the entrepreneurship. For me, the value of the solidarity and the empathy that we have in our culture is very important, and we can use this solidarity and other values maybe in many disasters that the region have in many years. For example, after the pandemic, the COVID-19, Latin America suffered in many industries, for example, in education and in the healthcare industry, for all the situation that we have in this pandemic. And maybe nowadays, we continue working in initiatives to solve and resolve many social and many challenges that our region has. The other thing that I think it is important is the curiosity that have the people in Latin America, the curiosity to learn, and the use that had with the imagination, because all these challenges that we had, in some cases, we don't have the enough resources to resolve all this disruption that we can affront. And in this case, many people use this imagination to start with a new idea that how could I resolve this situation in my lab, in my community? And the other, I think that the importance that we continue with the lifelong learning, because only with this aptitude to continue learning in our life, not only for professional development, because in the skills of the life is very important in the every day that we have. For example, in this article, we presented the importance that institutional organisms like UNESCO tell us that the AI have a big impact in the education. And I think that in many countries in Latin America, there are a lot of effort in many universities to give information about the new programs containing the AI diplomados, masters, and courses that people have the opportunity to enter in contact with new technology and learn new things. And I think the other is, for me, the faith. Maybe sounds right, but the faith that had our people in Latin America, that we have the opportunity to have a better world, a better life with this technology, with this faith that it's possible to change together, working together with a collaborative manner, with a collaborative leadership is possible in Latin America, that we can support each together, no? Because it's important to identify who is doing something in some countries, like it's possible to share with other country and say, maybe like we do in these articles, no? Something pretty things that we are. For me, are the things that we have put together: the curiosity, the solidarity, the resilience that the life tell us you need to learn how to put it, the AI and the human emotional, put it together to enter this world of AI.
Great, Grace. Thank you so much. Such important characteristics in this entrepreneurial thinking. And I want to highlight that maybe you're thinking, well, I'm in a big corporation right now, and I don't have time, you know, or I have too many kids, so I don't have time to start a business or to be an entrepreneur. You know, you can also be an entrepreneur inside your corporation, you know, and develop the skill sets that it's going to help you to develop the thinking of risk-taking and empathy and resilience, and you know, seeing things as an opportunity, and having the skills to think critically and to learn all the time. So we're going to pass on to Jen. We're going to talk a little bit about North America's robust venture capital ecosystem and how it encourages risk-taking and rewards innovative ideas. So Jen, the mic is all yours.
Okay, great. As you mentioned, Alejandra, in California, which I'm based, there's a very robust venture capitalist investment in terms of AI. And it's not only existing companies, but many new companies as well. There's Anthropic, which Amazon just invested $4 billion in terms of that AI company, and investing specifically in large language models. So LLM is another buzzword that's around AI. Another company that is aiming to build personal AIs for everybody has just gotten $1.3 billion in investment. It's called Inflection. So those are just a couple of examples of how robust the venture capitalist system in California and North America in general. They're really pushing the envelope on AI, investing in AI. I think for entrepreneurs or intrapreneurial, so as you mentioned, whether you work within a large company or you're starting your own company, it's really imperative to have a curiosity mindset, being creative and problem solving. Because what we know today is that it's really a skill-based economy. That means that you're not really hired for a job title anymore. You're actually hired for the skills that you have. And there are studies out there that show if you have skills in AI, you will get paid 30 to 40% more just based on those skills. And no, it's not just in IT, it's actually in sales and marketing, operations. Yes, there's an IT component, but really across the entire organization. Because what we've seen is that last year was talking about AI. So adoption of AI within companies was around 1/3. This year, it's actually doubled to 65% based on the study. So 65% of people in organizations are using AI in their daily jobs. And you may wonder, well, which functions? Is it just IT? So no, the answer is it's not just IT. Surprisingly, it's actually within functions like sales and marketing, which is around 34% today versus IT is around 17%. So if you kind of imagine that scenario, it's really about those that have the skills, and it's not just technical skills, but really problem solving skills, being creative, being really thinking about outside the box around how do we utilize something that's brand new to our advantage. The other point I would say is that if we're talking about generative AI versus applied AI, as we talked about in the beginning, generative AI investments are around 5 billion in total. Applied AI investments, so those 7 patterns of AI that we talked about in the beginning, are around 100 billion. And it's obviously multiplying and growing. So those are based on one statistic that we were able to capture through McKinsey. The final point I would add is that really think about, as an individual, whether you're a project leader or whatever your title might be, how do you take advantage of AI technology and utilizing in your daily role as a skill, not as a job title, not as a role, not as even a project, but really as a skill, and build up that muscle so that you have that muscle memory to be able to go forward and innovate as well as disrupt what the status quo is out there.
Thank you so much, Jen. Thank you for the statistics. It's very refreshing to hear numbers, and I love numbers, so it's great to hear the statistics and how North America is embracing all these tools you can use for the advantage of the world. I want to pass on to Sharifa again, and Sharifa, could you tell us in general a little bit about the challenges overall, the use of AI, and how entrepreneurial thinking is having an impact on these challenges?
Do I mute myself?
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Sorry about that. So, many African nations lack essential elements for technology adoption, unfortunately. That includes infrastructure, data ecosystems, STEM education, governance systems, and policies. And one of the significant barriers to AI integration would include infrastructure limitations, skills gaps, financial constraints, and policy frameworks. So if I look at political challenges, such as your data privacy, security, infrastructure access, and supportive government policies are crucial to address. Corruption, unfortunately, regulatory uncertainty, state capture, inequality, and inadequate infrastructure further would hinder AI initiatives. I must say, though, very recently, I think it was about, a couple of months ago, in fact, late last year, I was part of actually setting up an infrastructure system at one of the state-owned. We had quite a few teething problems, the main supply, but I'm very proud to say it's had quite a significant impact, and it is in the rail industry, and yeah, if you could just see the growth in leaps and bounds. Also, the other would be around digital literacy training for older entrepreneurs. I mean, we see nowadays how kiddies are just a 2-year-old, not even 5-year, 2-year-old, the way they operate around just a cell phone in itself. So some of the older generations and older entrepreneurs really need to catch a bit of a wake up within South Africa, particularly. It's quite interesting because I've seen a few government initiatives where they're doing some digital literacy. Now, high adoption rates among younger entrepreneurs and the importance of intergenerational collaboration. And of course, you know, the importance of educating both on getting different, you get your intrapreneurs as we spoke about it, but also getting people just to be very entrepreneurial, upskill themselves on, you know, and literally do it on a parallel basis. It's not just the old way, oh no, I'm going to do this, but then tick it off. But a lot of, if I look just in IT, within IT specifically, it's vast. It's absolutely vast. I mean, I'm one of the people that kind of moved from more people management and really marrying up, you know, the people component with technology, because technology and IT within a lot of organizations, it's absolutely grown. It's amazing. If you look at all the you know, the skill sets that is needed, the different types of jobs that are within this dev, scrum, etc. It's just, it's absolutely amazing. And just looking and seeing in countries like South Africa, countries like Kenya, countries like Nigeria, that is really invested quite a lot in terms of infrastructure and just the collaboration between government, you know, your state-owned entities or government, your private sector, as well as just building up the communities. And Jen, I mean, it's absolutely amazing in terms of how much is spent, you know, in terms of get your countries where it's sort of more developing and saying how do we assist in having that sort of big brother approach and helping countries and seeing how do we help these countries grow. And I know we've had a lot of initiatives like with the Bill Gates Foundation, but instead of the focus just being like sort of on HIV/AIDS, but really to look at how do we bring in technology and AI specifically to help grow that within the different regions within Africa. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Sharifa. We have a great comment from Preeti in the chat. She's telling us, as an entrepreneur, embracing AI tools and techniques aids one to put their intention as a faster pace in implementation. The fail fast curve gets shorter. Also, resourcefulness increases, but creating awareness and educating the benefits can help lack the proactiveness. Also, as Jen explains, different types using it, good tools can develop to address bottlenecks in process or bureaucracy like chatbots or automation. In focus is aimed in educating the skill. Great, thank you so much, Preeti, and I totally agree with you. What we need is to promote more education and to keep on growing in this entrepreneur thinking, you know, and get out of our mind that entrepreneurship is just to create a new business. You know, it's more than that. So we want to pass on to Susheta so she can share us maybe one more benefit that you see in the entrepreneurial thinking. How does the entrepreneurial thinking benefits us in the implementation of AI?
Yeah, actually, I've discussed a lot of benefits of AI already. In terms of entrepreneurial thinking, AI actually helps you in decision making and problem solving, and it provides you with multiple case studies, which are like, if you think of it, if you have to think of a case study or search for a case study, it becomes a tedious task. But with the help of AI, you can learn the market trends, you can understand the need of the hour so that we can push our energy in that direction, you know. So AI helps you, apart from that, learning, it has become very easy with AI. If you want to learn about anything about the market or your product or various versions of your product already available in it, this has become easy. And analysis AI is providing when you have when your question is very specific is very amazing. So in terms of entrepreneur thinking, the thought process or the planning phase before you actually get into anything has reduced a lot. As Preeti has said, that failed to launch or fail fast curve has reduced. That means you have to, it is the time you spend on thinking what to do or how to do has reduced a lot. It is like you get an idea and you jump on it. That resources are made available to you because of the AI. And of course, you to use any new technology, you have to upskill your skill, and the pace at which the AI is transforming, it is like a continuous learning. If you cannot just say I have learned it like a month back and I'm up to date, no, you have to be learning every day
Okay.
to understand. And even in entrepreneur, other than an entrepreneur also, AI helps you in understanding the trends and understanding the um, understanding the organization's needs and
Mhm.
various ways you can impact its outcome. So that is like you have many paths to choose from. So, and that is how AI is helping. And,
Okay.
of course, women are getting benefited because if I want to learn anything, I have to go out and ask someone. And in our society where the movement of women is a little bit restricted. So in that case, AI is very helpful to women if we have the skills to use it. It is actually bringing out a lot of women entrepreneurs into the market. Uh,
Great, great. Thank you, Sushata, for highlighting to also the women's idea. So what I want to highlight about the benefit of your participation is that one of the skills that entrepreneurial thinking has is that we are continuously learning. So we are always learning. So that one of the things that we can use from AI is that we have so many tools now to learn from, and not just learn from the outside world, but from our inside world. We had a question in the chat that was talking about is the AI advanced Google or any search engine will provide customized or tailored solutions for the queries on with some personal touch as we post on something on something or more. And Jen asked, yes, it's part of Gen AI, right? Right, Jen. It's part of generative AI, and I want to add up a tool that I have been using a lot to reflect and to learn more about myself, and it's called Journal. I don't know if you guys if you have an iPhone, you can have the app is automatically added up with your updates. So what Journal is telling me is that every day Journal is asking me questions about what I'm writing. So if I start writing about a topic, it's personalizing the questions that it's asking me so I can learn more about myself. And this is working a lot with other applications. You can use this. You have she's talking about that Microsoft Bing has it, Copilot has it. I have an assessment too that is called SDI 2.0. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but the Core Strengths platform has a kind of AI for some of the meetings, some of the meeting apps. For example, if I'm in a meeting with an organization that is using Core Strengths and I'm using Zoom, for example, it can be at the same time telling me how can I communicate better to the people that are in the meeting, depending on their SDI profiles. So it has been used for a long time. It's not something that is completely new. But you know, it's getting better in time, and I think that the thing that we want to focus here is that we as humans need to power our skills. So we need to start developing the human skills, and we're talking about entrepreneurial thinking. So about all the topics that we have been talking here and all the skills that you have heard that we need to start focusing on developing them so we can make a better use of the technology. And Ceci, the app is called Journal. I'm going to write it for you guys in the chat. And I don't know, Jen, if you want to add up something else to this question that you answered.
Yes, so I think the question was around, does Google, for example, have the capability to do personalized searches? So actually, Google today gives you the option to do the traditional search, which is just return a billion list of different search results, or you can actually click on the separate tab called Gemini, and that gives you AI responses. So it gives you kind of curated responses. Now, there is a art to this. It's called prompt engineering. It's actually, you get the good answers if you ask good questions. So there is an art to this. But if you start to experiment and try it, you'll get better and better answers because it will learn about how do you ask the questions and then return the right responses. And then Microsoft has the same thing. It's integrated Copilot into Bing. So you can actually use the Copilot option versus the traditional search option. So all these tools are becoming better and better and integrating AI into the fabric of all of the tools that we use today.
Mhm. Great, Jen. And that is why it's really important that we give them the right information, because if you're not asking the correct way, or if you're not giving the correct information, then it's not going to give you a quality, answer. So there is, Susheta is telling us that there is also a browser extension called SciSpace that gives a summary of the content that you have, that the search has returned. So yeah, we have a lot of tools. If you guys know new tools that we don't or want to share a tool, please write it up in the chat for us, and we can make a summary list of all these tools for you guys to take advantage of them. And I'm going to pass on to Grace, because Grace, we want to know, how do we as leaders can do something about all this skills developing? Because one thing as a leader is to start off having this mindset by yourself, but another thing is that how can we impact as leaders in the space that we are, in the community that we are, to promote and to motivate people to start developing these kind of skills. So Grace, I'm going to pass on the mic to you so you can tell us, and then we're going to continue on answering the questions in the chat. Just unmute.
Thank you. Well, as many of you say, that the long learning is a priority, but the other thing is develop the skills, these power skills that, for example, the PMI suggests us. I recommended to review the paper that it says that there are 4 skills that we needed to invest in this, because many companies, many organizations is looking for in the new generation for the project manager. For example, in young people that are preparing for the practice, is communication, is strategic thinking, is problem solving, including obviously the collaborative leadership. And I am working especially in leadership by values, because the values and the ethical thinking is very important in this topic for the AI. It's obviously that values needs to be put for more ethical practice in this area. And the other thing I think is the data management. The data management is an area that we need to put the focus, because the data, many persons have some not afraid of AI, because the topic, when we were talking with the data, what happened with our data? No? And in this case, I suggested that as we included change management, now is moment to include data management in this moment in the area. And for the last for me is promote an environment more inclusive. This is this community, the Woman Network, is an example that how we can improve this space where many people from many countries, from many interested, no, can give us a new form to resolve the problems. I am very, very surprised how we create an article starting with a page with any text, any letter, and now we can show a paper very, very interesting in this topic.
Great. Thank you so much, Grace. Okay, so we're going to answer the question. We have a question from Preeti that says, as a setting or starting up business needs lots of approval, market research funds, and with competitiveness, selling a product or a service is challenging. Can you suggest any tools or techniques that can make a life of someone who wants to trench overseas markets easier? So I don't know who wants to take this question. I don't know, Grace, if you want to answer this based on your entrepreneurial experience for us, or maybe Cristina, whoever wants to take the question, please let me know.
Cristina, can you start with this, please?
Can you repeat the question, Alejandra?
Yes,
Sorry.
the question is, how can we, if we can provide tools or techniques to help people that are setting or starting up a business, because there are a lot of processes needed, and how can we help the entrepreneurs to with some tools and techniques with AI to have them easier, the process.
Okay. Well, I think a good principle always for project managers, for entrepreneurs, is to have very clear that tools and processes are at our service, are at people's service. And therefore, it is important indeed that we choose. There are so many, and there are many potential, a lot of potential in many processing tools. Let's choose the ones that make sense for us, that are a good fit for purpose. Regarding entrepreneurship, and I think that there are a lot of commonalities also with project management and project management for innovation, including creating a safe space for brainstorming, for example, for people to suggest ideas. But you can also be supported by AI, for example, to foster that creativity, to answer questions, to solve problems. And here, as Jen just suggested, I think the most important thing when we dialogue with machines, as when we dialogue with people, is actually to ask the right questions to get the right answer. And prompt engineering, learning about prompt engineering and how do we ask questions to the machine will be very important to get the answers that we need. Then I think in terms of entrepreneurship, I am a big believer in planning with the ability to be adaptive, sense and adapt. But I think investing in preparation, in planning, anticipating the future, visualizing the future, and being able to flex and to sense and adapt is very important. And I see the process and tools here, including AI, as an opportunity, and actually as potential partners, potential with whom tools with that we can leverage on in order to unlock further potential. But I think it's very important to continue to pay attention, or to pay even more attention to the human skills, because I think most tools and processes we can learn easily. but it's all these human skills that will be important in the way we collaborate with each other, and also in the way we deal with the machine. When we think about the dialogue with the machine, it's about communication, it's about questioning, it's about listening. When we think about ethics, it's really important. It's all about human skills that we need to further develop and consolidate. And within entrepreneurship, I think this is equally important.
Okay, thank you so much. I pretty there is I think there are some articles in the PMI website that you can find that are useful in this topic of AI. So that is a place you can go to, and there are other platforms too. I'm familiar with a platform called HubSpot, for example. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. HubSpot is a platform that helps you with information about sales, about how can you use these tools to enhance your abilities to understand the customer. And so that is a tool that I am familiar with and that I use a lot. So I can recommend you that. And about how to start being an entrepreneur, or how to start developing this entrepreneurial thinking is maybe start learning about it. You know, don't be afraid of it, and don't think that this is not for me, because maybe you will find a lot of characteristics that you have as a professional that are aligned with that entrepreneurial thinking, you know, as critical thinking, problem solving, you know, being resilient, having the ability to learn, the growth mindset, the flexible thinking. So it's I would recommend that as a recommendation for you. And we're going to start wrapping up. We have 4 minutes left to end up this call. I just want to make a shout out to all the people that are connected here. Thank you for sticking out with us. And we want to invite you to be part of our initiative. If you guys want to, you know, participate in the articles of being a mentor or something, you can reach out through our social media. And let us know what did you think about our event. Priya is putting a Menti their link in the chat, so you can. We want to wrap up just in one phrase, you know, just one sentence, ladies. I know it's kind of hard for ladies to stick up with one phrase, but let's try to do that to end up in time. So I'm going to start with Sharifa. Sharifa, in one phrase, help us wrap up a conclusion of this participation and webinar.
I think this is exciting times. It was certainly very in the beginning very daunting, but I absolutely love working with the ladies, just learning, you know, the different cultures. I've learned so much. So I'm just going to encourage everyone, you know, we should certainly take this and see how do we build onto this? Do we have another sort of series? What is it that we can do? And I certainly want to invite all of you and challenge you to almost be pioneers in terms of, I'm definitely a lot more excited about AI and looking at, you know, what is it I can do within my community to get people, you know, to accept this. And I also just want to very quickly tell you all to watch a movie called Atlas. It's, I don't know if any of you watched it, but it's starring Jennifer Lopez, and it's very exciting because she kind of have this, she's a business analyst. It's very anti-AI, but it's absolutely awesome, fun stuff. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Sharifa. If you could put it on in the chat for us, we're going to try to make a summary of all the things that we have been recommending here. We can go with Susheta. Susheta, would you like to a final sentence for us?
Writing this article was very exciting, and it was a great learning opportunity. Learned about not only about, of course, Asian market, but I've learned about various AI initiatives all around the world. It was great.
Great. Thank you, Susheta. Grace?
Yes, I want to say to the leaders and professionals as me and any person that in this moment is working with projects and environments in AI, that please embrace the ethical and values in responsible innovation and all these practices because the society say, oh, thank you for that. And the society say, thank you for caring the benefits of the humanity. Thank you. And thank you very much for this opportunity to share with all of you. Thank you for this beautiful community, because it's a big example of how we can share and put the diversity in the world. Thank you very much, Priya and
Thank
Ceci,
you.
all the team that could be possible to do it.
Thank you, Grace. We're gonna listen to Cristina now. Final
Thank
words.
you. Thank you. I was thinking how our experience was aligned with the Women Power Up Network vision and mission. And this was beautiful to experience. I would like to thank all of you for the opportunity to work together. And it was also about unlocking collective intelligence, and we have been talking about it and how important it is to actively listen to understand different perspectives that actually made the article, the webinar, and each of us, and for sure myself, richer. Thank you.
Thank you, Cristina. I think we lost Jen in the way, so I'm going to finish up with my recommendation for you guys is to it's actually the name of a book. It's Sometimes We Win, Sometimes We Learn. So we need to start exposing ourselves to fail fast so we can learn fast, as the agile mindset tells us. So thank you so much, everyone. I'm going to hand off to Priya to do the closing, the webinar.
Yeah, thank you, Alejandra. And we will move very fast because we are out of time. This was such a topic that we could go on for the entire night, I would say. So, Sharifa, thank you for your contributions to the article as well as the webinar. We hope you continue to remain engaged with our community and help us and power other women up as well. We are moving on to our next participant, next panelist or expert, Sucheta. Thank you very much again for your contributions. Jen, we miss her. She has dropped off, but she's been a great, she's provided great insights on Gen AI, applied AI at North America Insights. And Christina, please accept this token of appreciation from our community. Thank you for your contributions. Grace, again, please accept this token of appreciation from our community. And last but not the least, Alejandra, thank you for being such a wonderful mentor and keeping all of us on track. Thank you very much. And with this, I invite Cecilia to say a few words on her experience. What did she find on the topic while she was reviewing the document? Cecilia, over to you.
Thank you, Priya. I don't have words to say what wonderful it was. I love the article. I read the article. I love the insights. So congratulations for the whole team. And not only for the article, for this panel, we are growing and learning together, and it is wonderful. So thank you very much and congratulations.
Thank you, everyone. We are short of time, so we are wrapping up quickly. People, those you can come on camera, please do come on camera so that we can take a group picture quickly before we wrap up. Okay, so I think we have whoever could come. We will have few more minutes before Cecilia clicks the photo.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cecilia, and thank you, everyone. We hope to see you again next month, and we will be exploring another leadership dimension with AI. So see you soon. With that, good night, good day. I would say again, good day for depending on which part of the world you join us. See you and bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.